Previously on Survival Slingbow Wars. So now we're going to take the Pocket Predator SERE slingshot.
I can't pull back as far as I want.
Okay, let's give you bigger arrows then.
As easy as I found it to be with the shot was as difficult as I found it to be with the arrow.
Click the link on your screen for Slingbow Wars Episode 2 to see the Pocket Predator SERE slingshot in action. Hey, welcome to Ultimate Survival Tips. I'm David, and we're gonna mix things up today. We're gonna do a survival slingshot showdown. What we're gonna do is we're gonna look at 4 of the top survival slingbow slingshots. So I've got 3 friends. I can call you guys friends, right?
We were until today, we'll see.
My name is Ahin.
My name is Todd.
I'm Joe. I'm actually a doctor.
I'm a safety/continuous improvement coordinator.
I'm a sales account manager. I wouldn't call myself an expert. Never slung anything from a slingshot.
I've been hunting and shooting since I was probably 10 or 12 years old. Probably got a couple years with a slingshot as a kid.
I'm pretty sure that Dave brought me out here as comic relief since he knows I've never shot any of these. I'm excited to learn how to use these because I never have. I think that's probably the coolest part, other than hanging out with some good guys and getting free coffee.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you guys a short introduction to each one of these sling bows, give you some tips on shooting it, and we're gonna go through each one. You guys are gonna get some range time with each one with shot and then arrows, and at the end, the 4 of us are gonna vote for the best marksman with these. And the best marksman gets to use my Henry AR-7 to blow up a pumpkin.
Wow.
So here's how things are gonna roll. I've got 4 slingshots here. Dave Canterbury, you guys might know him from Dual Survival. We've got his latest. We have the Pocket Predator SERE slingshot, and we've got the Survival Slingshot. We've got Chief AJ Slingbow. I'm not going to say too much about it, except that he did get a grizzly with this last year. Next, we have the Survival Slingshot. It's a ruggedly built and intriguing survival weapon that's capable of accurately hurling shot and arrows downrange. It's got a waterproof metal barrel handle to carry a survival payload and extra ammo. There are 2 side rail system mounting bases, so you can add gear like a laser sight or a tactical LED like the one I have on mine. There's also a folding forearm brace to lower the footprint when not in use, and the ability to add an archery stabilizer or a fishing reel for bow fishing. And last but not least, a unique quick change yoke system to easily swap bands and pouches. Survival Slingshot comes in various packages that range in price from about $50 up to $199 US for a fully tricked out version. Now the Survival Slingshot is the heaviest sling bow out of the 4 we're taking a look at. Mine weighs in at over 1.7 pounds or 780 grams fully loaded. Now this isn't a surprise considering the survival goodies in the handle and the fact that this thing is built like a tank. Feels like it's designed for the military, being almost entirely made out of aluminum alloy and steel. Inside the waterproof barrel handle, we have a button compass in the cap, 2 containers to keep things organized. Inside the first container, we have a survival fishing and sewing kit and waterproof matches. The other container has 20 rounds of steel shot. Now to hurl shot at your target with the Survival Slingshot, remove the arrow guide and make sure you have the yoke with the shot pouch and 25-pound bands installed. And as always, make sure you're wearing protective eyewear. Now as with all the slingshots we're taking a look at, it's best to hold the shot in the center of the pouch like this. Next, I recommend turning the slingshot sideways at a 90-degree angle to the ground and aligning both the top and bottom bands until you see only one band as you pull the pouch with ammo back the exact same distance each time. Tucking your thumb into your cheek or behind your jaw is a good way to ensure that you're pulling the bands back the same distance with each shot. Now use the top yoke arm as your sight, aiming at your target and let your shot fly. Then simply adjust your aim point until you get on target.
check that out.
We broke it.
Damn, check it out.
Whoa, the band slipped off. Man, I'm glad you were wearing your goggles. Now we're gonna shoot arrows through it. You're gonna pull it back. Okay. To launch arrows downrange at your target with the Survival Slingshot, install the yoke with arrow pouch, and then install the Whisker Biscuit arrow guide like this. Now to most accurately shoot arrows with the Survival Slingshot, you're going to need an arrow release like this one. An arrow release transfers all the weight of your draw to your wrist, arm, and back, allowing you to pull much greater weight than you can with your fingers alone. The arrow release goes around your wrist and attaches to the D-loop on the back of the arrow pouch. When you pull the trigger, the calipers open and the arrow is released. Just make sure you keep your finger away from the trigger until you fully draw on the slingshot and are ready to fire. Next, insert the arrow shaft into the center of the Whisker Biscuit and snap the arrow nock onto the pre-installed bowstring in the center of the pouch with the nylon D-loop facing out. Now with safety glasses on, attach the arrow release to the D-loop, making sure your finger is not near the trigger. As you pull back, sight down the arrow shaft to aim at your target. When you're ready to fire, place your finger on the trigger and slowly squeeze until the arrow is released. Now adjust your aim and technique until you're on target. And then your wrist is going to take all that pressure.
Interesting. Let me try and move back. Like with a gun, a rifle, you have to non-anticipate your trigger. I didn't take a deep breath like I should have and let it go. I just touched it. And if I was really thinking, I'd have taken a deep breath and surprised myself with the release, but I didn't, and they're both high.
It's a pretty nice group. Take a good pace forward. A little bit more. Just for the first one. If you nail the 10, you can move back wherever you want. You can move back wherever you want.
Just shot the Survival Slingshot. It's well built, almost like a mil-spec, military grade slingshot, but it's too bulky for me. I'm short frame, short stature.
For the shot, I liked it, and I thought it was fairly accurate, easier to hold on to, and to get a nice shot. Despite the Whisker Biscuit, I found it a little harder to sight in. I think that's because I was using the shaft of the arrow to sight on the simpler model, and I could see the entire shaft. With the Whisker Biscuit, I couldn't see the shaft. Another thing that happened, which was kind of concerning when I was doing the shot, is as I pulled back, this tube came right off. It didn't feel that great smacking me in the right side of my face, but I did not shout any obscenities.
Next time on Survival Slingbow Wars.
Just got done shooting Chief AJ's Sling.
Very impressed with the power. Actually, probably a little too much.
Whoa!
Chief AJ, I like this for arrows.